All right. Good morning. This is Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live, along with Everette.
And a pleasant,
Others.
and a pleasant good morning to you all, and thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. This FYI radio show.
I
Thank
tell you
you.
what, it's good to be here, Mr. E. Hope you're doing fine on this beautiful hump day.
That's right. Doing wonderful. It's another day above dirt. Is another day that the Lord has given us, and we should be rejoicing in it today.
Absolutely. It should be a happy time. God has given us everything. I tell you what, in the Hampton Roads area, the weather is quite nice.
It's
Mr.
going to be
E, I think it's about what?
the temperature right now on the outside here. It's 50 degrees on the outside. But the weatherman said it's going to be it's a good morning. It's going to be a little cloudy, but it's going to be a beautiful day.
Cloudy?
I
Yes,
thought I'd throw that in there. It's going to be a beautiful day. Yeah,
absolutely. Cloudy is fine, a little misty, but we're talking about 60, close to 60 degrees today, and that sounds absolutely fabulous. We can expect a little bit more warm later on this week, and I'm absolutely excited about it. I know during this time of the year, the weather's going up and down because later on in the week, we'll see some 40s coming back. And somebody said a mix of rain and snow one of these days. I think maybe later on this week or next week.
well, when I look at the forecast, I found out today it's 53 degrees right now. Right now,
Yes.
53 degrees, but they say it feels like 53 degrees, and it's going to be sunny today. Then on tomorrow, it's going to rain tomorrow, Thursday. It's going to rain on Friday, and it's supposed to be some mix on Sunday
All right.
and Monday. So
That's
Sunday and Monday, you can expect some rain or some sleet, and then on Saturday, but the temperature is grand because on tomorrow, which is Thursday, it's supposed to be 58 degrees, and then on Friday, it's supposed to be 67 degrees, but rainy.
all right. Well, we love that here in the Hampton Roads area. Look, we're taking our time. We're not trying to rush the winter. It'll be here for a minute. In the meantime, hey, we are going to just trust God to do what He do. The climate and everything is in His hand. It's
That's
in
right.
His hand. Is what He wants to do, what He wants to do, and how He wants to do it. We're just going along with it. So I
That's
tell you what, it's just a beautiful day. We don't want to forget you all. We want to welcome our listeners and viewers. Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok. TikTok is on. We want to thank all you all that are on. Dante Lee, Black News, all you guys that have joined us. Thank you so much. I tell you what, um, these phones and things like that are just sometimes in the way. But I hope you all see me over here on our TikTok feed. It says God's Family Africa. Oh, good morning. Thank you for joining us today. So, Mr. E, this is Hump Day Wednesday, the middle of the week. You all should be up and popping. Marie, good morning. She's on TikTok. Good morning to you all. All those that are on Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out if we see your name. Say something in the chat or share with your friends. Tell them we're on. We would love for TikTok right now. If you're not following or subscribing, please follow us at Y Hinton. It's YHINTON right here where we are. Please subscribe so we can be able to communicate with you all face to face. We need a little bit more numbers in order to pull you in like that, to invite you in to join us. And We would love for you all to do that right now. Also, go over to Crystal Records One, Cristo Records One on YouTube. And at FYI Radio Show host, Yolanda Hinton over there at YouTube. You can always go to Facebook at Yolanda Hinton or Edward Everett or any of our FYI pages over there. Twitter and LinkedIn. Definitely go over there and check us out. In the meantime, this is FYI segment, What's Under the Hat. But guess what we have? We have the current job list.
That's right. We have the current job. So here's what's happening for kids. And like I always say, that United Postal Service is hiring, that Federal Express is hiring, Home Depot, Heritage, they're hiring, Targets are hiring. If you are a person that has been incarcerated and you think that there is no jobs out there, well, I beg the difference. I beg the difference. There are a lot of jobs out there for them who have been incarcerated. And for those who have been incarcerated, there are programs set aside for you so that you too can get a job. So just because you've been incarcerated doesn't mean you cannot get employment. But here's what we got for kids. For kids is looking for a family case manager, a housing specialist, intake specialist, and a digital content specialist. And the global church developer is looking for a event coordinator.
All right, we have First Spark. We have a program director. We have the Hope House Foundation, nonprofit team coordinator needed, part-time direct support professional needed. Also at the Norfolk SPCA, administrator and donor relations assistant
In the
needed.
city of Virginia Beach, they're looking for, at the Virginia Aquarium, they're looking for a development officer, and St. Mary's Homes is looking for a night nursing supervisor, LPN, RN, and the a human resource administrator coordinator, and a direct support personal and a scheduler.
Yes, yeah, professional scheduler. Also, what do we have here? Suffolk Public Library, part-time. Library community engagement coordinator needed. We also have Habitat for Humanity. This is on the peninsula and Greater Williamsburg. They need a director of development.
And the Hampton Roads Community Action Program is looking for a program specialist, service, Head Start, and a team leader. The
Mhm.
Elizabeth Rivers Project is looking for a development manager.
All right, Virginia Beach Human Services, they're hiring, they have a hiring event. You all check them out online, as well as Dolphin Scholarship Foundation. They need an executive assistant.
That's right. And
Um,
also the Art of Learn, the Art of for Learning in Virginia Incorporation is looking for a corporative giving and financial coordinator, and the Virginia Early Childhood Foundation is looking for a president.
the Planning Council, they need a director of development and marketing. Elizabeth River Trail, they need an assistant director. And we have the Norfolk Public Library.
Yeah, the Norfolk Public Library is looking for an outreach ambassador, a cultural worker, and the school outreach cultural worker, and the Norfolk SPCA is looking for a community and public relations manager.
Absolutely. You all make sure you all get these listings. They're already on the pages. Yolanda Hinton over there at LinkedIn. You can get it. And whatever it, go to social media, get it, share it. Let folk know that jobs are out here. As a matter of fact, Miss E, this month's jobs were looking pretty good. The numbers went up, and so I'm sure a lot of people are pleased. In the meantime, those that are without a job, make sure you check out our listing and make sure you check out online some of the things that are coming up. People are hiring, and if you need a job, it's out here. Just keep searching and looking, and you will finally find yourself working at a fabulous job.
That's right. That's right. If you need a job, they're out there. Make sure you go out there and ask some of your friends. Let them know that you need a job. Or be very creative and go out and create your job so that you can make that do re mi and that fa sol la.
Yeah, make sure you educate yourself or get yourself trained so you can get a good job. You know, somebody uh, is not just going to hand you one if you don't qualify. You need to make sure you qualify by educating yourself and making sure you got all the skills you need to get these jobs. These jobs are great jobs. And if you go to the website, you can see if you qualify. And so, again, just like Mr. E said, even building your own business, a lot of people are doing that, Mr. E, and it's
That's right.
working for a lot of folk.
That's right. A lot of people are doing that. They're making their own jobs. Um, just like I tell anybody, what skill level that you may have, God gives every man talent. Is all you got to do is create the talent, work on the talent that God has given unto you. And
Yes,
remember that job don't fall out of the air. You got to be creative, just like if you was on TikTok, if you was on Facebook, if you was on anything, social media, you have to be a creator. So you
yes,
quit your
absolutely.
job and go on out there and get that dough, Ray, and
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, Mr. E, we are still celebrating Black History Month. February, of course, is that time that everybody takes notice of African American history. And so we're glad to celebrate it. You know, we have to celebrate it all the time because we're African American. We celebrate ourselves all the time, our families, our children, our culture. But the world, you know, takes note at on this month, Black History Month, and is celebrated to honor and recognize the achievements, resilience, and contributions of African American and Black people throughout history. The purpose, the annual observance, is dedicated to reflecting upon the rich heritage and remarkable accomplishment of Black communities. The origin of the month-long celebration became official in 1976, y'all, originating from a week-long observance started by noted historian Carter G. Woodson. You know, February was chosen to coincide with the birthdays of two prominent American figures celebrated by the Black community, Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. So we embrace this month. We embrace our history, our accomplishment, our suffering. Mr. E, we talked about that last week, talking about the things that we went through, how we got here, the pain that we suffered when we got here.
that's right. You got
But
here.
this month we celebrate our accomplishment, where we are now, and definitely where we're going.
That we got here on that old big old boat, and every time you turn around, we are reminded of how we got here, and we also are reminded of the struggles that we had to endure. See, to me, Black History Month is to show all the accomplishments, what African Americans had to do, what they had to endure. So our younger African Americans will look back over their life and see the struggle that we didn't just make it with a silver spoon in our mouth. We had to endure some hardship and we had to endure some struggles.
You
So
know, Tyler Perry has a new movie out on Netflix,
yeah,
and
I
it's
saw that.
comical, but the lesson in it is to teach each other because the grandfather taught this grandson, but the grandson also taught the grandfather about us. And it was really kind of like a comical moment, but a real serious moment at the same time. And so that's what we need to do. It has to be a teachable moment. You know, we celebrate our accomplishment, but it also has to be a teachable moment for those that are even outside of our race. You
That's right.
know, other races, other cultures. We need to make sure they know our history and how much we bled and died for where we are now, and how much and who we are. First of all, we are people that are constantly fighting for the rights of ourselves to be human, to be, have any rights that anybody else, any other human being would have. We constantly have to fight for that. And so, we're thankful for this month. Today, we also are going to honor and we're going to give tribute to Reverend Jesse Jackson.
That's
Mr.
right.
E. Jesse Jackson passed away on yesterday, February the 17th, 26.
That's right. Jesse Jackson went away by the way of Sandusky. But before I do that, Miss Hinton,
I didn't hear, Mr. E, I didn't hear
I
you.
said, yes, our great leader,
Okay.
Jesse Jackson, has passed away. But before we do that, I want our listening audience to know that in that movie with Tyler Perry, there were some pictures taken where the boy didn't know until somebody educated him on
Yes.
those pictures. So he did it in a way that I thought was excellent by taking pictures but not dialoguing on the pictures. Yes, our friend, our brother, our speaker, our representative of the African American race died on yesterday, and he was born in 1963. I didn't know he was such
He was
a.
born in 1941. Yes.
Oh, let me. I got the wrong. I'm. You know who I'm looking at? His daughter.
Okay. Well,
I
let's
got
go.
okay, there we go. He was born October the 8th, 1941, in Greensville, South Carolina. And he died February the 18th of 2026 at the age of 84 years old in the city of Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, he
You
was.
know,
Yeah,
he,
he died yesterday, as a matter of fact, on the
yeah,
17th. Yes.
17th. And he leaves the cherished Jacqueline Jackson. Um, and and she's from 19. Did she pass away too? She passed
Anyway,
in 2026.
okay.
This is 2026. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. E, yeah, he was born October the 8th, 1941. Died February 17th, yesterday. He was an American civil rights activist, politician, and ordained Baptist minister, a prodigy of Martin Luther King Jr. And speaking of pictures, you see him throughout his life with Dr. Martin Luther King, fighting for rights, and on that line, out there pushing, civil rights and pushing equality for all people. We've seen them throughout the years, Mr. E, marching and declaring that we are somebody. I used to love that through the Rainbow Push coalition that he began in 1960. That's when he began his activism, and he founded that organization. And he coined the phrase "I am somebody." He used to go around to schools and talking to the youth and talking to everybody, saying "I am somebody." That thing used to ring out in my mind about him and about what he said. When you heard it from him, you believed it. It was so strong, and he declared it. Wherein it went inside your soul. And so a lot of young people really realize, that, yeah, you're right. I am somebody. I remember when James Brown came out with the song "Say It Loud, I'm Black and Proud." It's like, wait a minute, we can say that? Miss E, remember that song?
That's right. I remember James Brown jumping out there and saying, "Say it loud." Everybody took and got a hold of that song. Reverend Jesse Jackson, he would let everybody know that you are somebody. And he
Yes.
traveled throughout the city, the country, letting folks know that they are somebody. I guess you can imagine that growing up in Greenville, South Carolina, where the cotton pickers were, the potatoes and tobacco, and then he pushed his way to form and coordinate the Rainbow Coalition,
Yes.
at expand, and that was in 1980, and then he became a vocal critic for Reagan's administration and launched a president campaign in 1984. You know, one thing I like about Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, is that he worked with all of the bigwigs. He worked with Bush. He worked with Clinton. He worked with people down in Colombia. He even he worked with the people hand in hand with the people. He became a civil rights activist, and an early child life um, education. He became all that an African American, or I wanted to be, because I wanted to be a voice. I wanted to be racist. I want to let black folks know that you got a voice, that you can be somebody, that you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be not knowing what's going on with you. You are somebody. And I guess it wasn't my time, but people like James Brown, people like Reverend Jesse Jackson, people like the Temptations that sung Ball of Confusion, giving us heads up that what is going on in the world today. People like Marvin Gaye talking about war, bringing us around the corner to let us know. People like Martin Luther King Jr. I heard the other day that Martin Luther King Jr. was at a program and Mahalia Jackson was there with them, and she told him to tell the people about the dream, and that's where he began to excite. I had a dream.
Absolutely. Yes. So a lot of activists, Jesse Jackson, we honor him. And to tell the truth, some people don't know, a lot of people do, that he actually put a bid in for president.
Yeah, yeah.
He ran for president in the Democratic Party. First of all, he was a vocal critic against Reagan administration, and he felt like, hey, he could do better. And so he finished third for the Democratic nomination behind former Vice President Walter Mondale and Senator Gary Hart. He continued his activism and mounted a second presidency bid in 1988, finishing as the runner-up to Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis. And he did not try to be president, go out to run for president anymore, but he continued, being in politics. In 1990, he was elected as the director of Columbia's shadow senator, serving one term during the Bush and Clinton administration. And so he was in it to really help those get civil rights. He wanted to go to the highest office that there is to make sure that he could, make an impact on the lives of many and change, and just change things that he felt weren't good. He had a great, he was educated. He, like you said, in Greenville, South Carolina. At 18 years old, he was a high school student, and he just went on and continued to educate himself. He graduated in 1959. He rejected a contract for a minor league professional baseball team. This man was a jack of all trades.
That's right.
He definitely had it going on, but also he attended the University of Illinois on a football scholarship. And his second semester at the predominantly white college, he transferred to North Carolina A&T.
And in April 1968, Jackson became involved with the SCLC, a leadership dispute following King's
Yes.
assassination. And when King was shot, Jesse was in the parking lot, one floor below, and Jackson told the reporter he was the last person to speak to King, and that King died in his arms.
Oh, wow.
A
That
voice
is amazing.
amazing man. And the account of King Aid was present in this in the wake in King's death, Jackson worked on the SCLC Poor People's Campaign. He was for the people in Washington, D.C., along with Ralph Abernathy. Him and King worked together. Him and Jackson worked
Yes.
together to make sure that poor people got what they wanted.
Absolutely. He even had influence overseas. He influenced his extended to international matters in the 1980s and 1990s. And he traveled to Syria to secure release of captured American pilot. That is amazing. Navy pilot Lieutenant Robert Goodman, who was being held by the Syrian government. He was instrumental in getting that person uh, out of Syria. It goes on and on. Jackson, just throughout the years, continued to advocate, continued to march, continued to talk with young people, stayed in politics, TV, all kind of things to just create an atmosphere for African American people, or for all people. I'll say that because that's what the civil rights was about. We had African American people like Jesse Jackson to make sure that we, along with others, women, black, white, had the right for a better life, and also pushing the vote. He was known for that, Mr. E.
That's right. That's right.
He
I want to say this.
uniformed all kind of you know committees and things like that, pushing the vote.
I'm saying, I want you to know that you listen to FYI Radio Show, and we're live. We're live on all social media platforms. And for more information about FYI, you can give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox or email us at Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Now, if you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor, you can also email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. And today we are celebrating and we are honoring none other than Reverend Jesse Jackson, one of America's great African American leader from Operation Push, and help different folks with the bread basket, SCLC leader. He is nothing but the truth. So yesterday he passed away, and today we're making a giving celebration to the late Jesse Jackson.
Yes, it is definitely an honor to be able to highlight and celebrate his life. When you look at his bio and look at Wikipedia, and you see all the things that he fought for, even women's rights, it's something to celebrate. This is a person that's given their lives for others to really change the world and make it a better place for everyone. That is such a wonderful mission, vision, commission. It's just marvelous. We have to take note of people that give their lives for others, and we need to make sure that we're doing what we need to do for our families, for our communities, in our lives, to be that better person and to help people to become better. This is not an easy task, because not only did he have to fight for the rights of others, he had to fight to stay alive. Some of these activists lost their lives as a result of trying to fight for us. And so it's not for the faint of heart, and it is not to be taken light. Oh, that's just Jesse Jackson, oh, he did this. And this man, along with others, gave their lives to help people. That's the name of the game, help people. And so we really, 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 we love the fact that we can look at his life, and we can look at all the things that he's done, and we can say, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so glad that you were born in this world to help us, to help a people, to tell us Yeah, you're somebody. I am somebody. I mean, I love that. I remember when he first said it. I am somebody. Oh my goodness, that thing rings out. That thing rings out so clear in my mind. So, his family, his children, I know it's a big loss to them, all those that work with him, all those that, knew him. I'm sure they are really, really mourning the loss of a wonderful person who believed in others. You all, like I said, I encourage you all as you think about Black history, or you are African American person, that you take the time to be that type of person. You may not be on the big stage, you may not have marched with this one and that one, but right there in your own community, there is a need for those that will care for others, that will advocate for others, that will help people to get their rights, that will, encourage those to be better. You all do the same thing. Encourage yourself to be better. Encourage others to be better. Encourage your children, your family to be better. Your community needs you. And a lot of people are getting in the race, especially a lot of women. Women are, if you're listening, you can get in the race. You can become a political figure, so you can change the world, so you can change your community, so you can help those that really need. The thing about it, as long as people have been advocating for others and civil rights, it's still not over. It's still not finished. People still have to have their rights. We look at things now with the women's movement and things that women need, and women are still fighting for what they need. Look at African Americans. They still have to fight for rights to vote and not be disenfranchised and all kind of stuff. There's still a cause, and there's still a reason to get in it. To get in it so we can all win. That's the name of the game. It's really a sad thing how we have to fight for our rights. It would seem like it would be automatic. It seemed like it would be automatic, but it's not automatic. If you want something, you usually have to fight somebody else to get it. Oh, I want women's health. I want my health things, everything in my health to be right. I want to make sure I get the things that I need medically. Well, somebody's saying, well, no, we want to take that away from you. What? You tell me I can't be whole, I can't be healthy. I can't, as a woman, I can't have rights to my own body. And so for that reason, we have to always fight for what we need. What about voting? People want to change how we vote and keep us from voting, disenfranchise us from voting. Are you serious? In this world, 2026, we still are fighting to vote? Come on here. Come on now. What about equal pay? Are you serious? Equal pay. I got to still fight for equal pay for the same job this man is doing as a woman. Are you serious? Always having to fight. So the fight is not over. As much as Jesse Jackson and others have done in this world for us, for our civil rights, it's still not over, y'all. It's still not over. We still have a job. As long as you're living, there is going to be opposition and folk that don't want you to have some of your basic needs. That's the problem. Some of your basic needs, people do not want to give you. So I tell you what, we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep lifting up our people, and we're going to make sure others get the rights they need. And we're going to make sure we go and we vote. You got the midterms coming up, and no need for y'all to keep sitting back and you are able to vote, not to vote. We need good leaders. We need better leaders. We need to make sure that everybody has their civil rights. Look, it's time out for this. This race is better than that. Ain't nobody better than nobody. How about that? Oh, we better than y'all. Y'all was this is. We are human beings, and every human needs their rights to live, rights to have their dreams and their hopes and their family and protection. Huh? Just like the Constitution says. What about the Constitution? Is that real anymore? And so we have to continue to do what we have to do in order to survive. So you all make sure if you can vote, go out there and vote. If you can get involved, get involved. If you can run for office, run for office. If you can advocate for someone, do that. If you can work in your community, work in your community. And not only that, teach your children, teach others, not just at this time, even though this is a good time. Like I said, February is a great time to show us and show others who we are. But throughout the year, make sure you are, teaching your children, even if they don't do it in the schools. Don't let that stop you. If they don't do it in the schools, you do it. You teach. You show our children where we have come from, where we are, and where we're going. Do that for me, okay? I am so glad there are some folks that are on TikTok. I wish I could pull you on. I keep telling you all, if you go to Y Hinton, YHINTON, I need the numbers. I need 1,000 followers. This is one of our newest platforms. If you all do that, I can pull you in as co-host. Okay? I can pull you in. We can talk face to face. We can talk about a whole lot of other things. We got all the time in the world. And so please do that for me. YHINTON. Make sure you follow, please. And make sure you let me know what you're doing, how you're doing, and how you feel about any given topic. I'm going to join you all eventually as we get everything managed with these platforms and things. I'm going to come and talk with you all face to face. I want to see your face. I want to see what you do, how you feel, any given topic that you want to talk about and discuss, we're going to be doing that. And so you all please make sure you join me at 9:30. That's where we're on with FYI morning show live. But the lady right here, she's going to be joining you all for a conversation with Yolanda, the lady. We're going to talk about all kind of things, honey. And so, just keep watching. I will announce it soon. I'll be on that other platform, and I will, be able to really discuss and get to know you all, and you can get to know who I am. I've been doing radio for 11 years now, FYI radio show, and I am so glad to be able to do this along with other things. Speaking of the community, I love to advocate for the anti-bullying initiative that I started, our Community Against Bullying, a call to action now. I would really like to get in a dialogue about that on the other platform. Also, mentoring children. It's going to be 20 years, Young Men and Women Achieving Success Mentoring Program. That's been a wonder. I just love it. Love investing in the lives of our community, our children. This is not just talk for me. This is the real lifestyle of being in the community, advocating for our children, mentoring, bringing information and knowledge to our community. And I encourage you all to do the same thing in some way or another. And so, again, the other platform, Yolanda, the lady, that conversation with me is going to be just a whole lot of things that we'll bring to the table. We'll talk about, it may be, this discussion may get hot sometimes, because we'll also have panels a panel discussion on some things that we care about, and all our sometimes things we don't agree on everything, but we can talk about everything, and we can learn from one another. So I'll soon announce that you all can soon join me and just continue to have that dialogue and seeing where we are in life. We are going through a whole lot, especially in this country, in America. And, we really want to express and talk about these things, things that some of us have never experienced. But I think talking about it and having that dialogue is helping. And then you all that are in other countries, it'd be a wonderful thing to learn what you do, learn what you go through, and the challenges of life where you are, overseas. What's happening there? How is it synonymous? What do we have in common? That's the things I want to talk about. That's the things I would like to know. And how can we help one another? I may be here, you may be over there somewhere in Europe or Africa or wherever. But what things can we talk about that can help each other to survive? You may say, well, y'all are in America. Well, we're in America, but we have challenges. We have challenges every day. We're going through some things that we've never experienced. And so, you may be able to tell me something that I need to hear. I may be able to tell you something that you need to hear, or our audience may be able to help with something that you've been struggling with that you may not have been able to get in your country, the information. So for that reason, we're going to be talking and dialoguing and getting to know one another and lifting one another up. I am so excited and thankful for the journey that I've been on, again, as an advocate, an activist, a mentor. I even do music. I have the newest single on Make It All Right on all music platforms. You can get it. Make It All Right by Yolanda Hinton. Been in music for a long time, and just glad for my journey. My journey been something else now. Look, it ain't been all peaches and cream, baby. But I tell you one thing, I've gotten through and I'm here, and I'm thankful to where I am in my life. And so we want to thank you all for joining us. I can't see all your names. It seems like the post is going real fast. But thank you so much for joining us. I think I see Dylan, Korea Newsroom. Hello, how are you? Who else is up here on TikTok? I see you all on there. My friend Sheila Robbins, she's usually on Facebook. I can't see Facebook right now, but thank you all. Instagram, LinkedIn, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for support. If you want to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor, look, just inbox me, Yolanda Hinton, or the pages that we're on FYI on Facebook. Just let me know, hey, I'd like to be on your show. I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to tell you what I do. I like to talk to you about some things that's on my mind. And so if you want to be a special guest, and it won't cost you not 1 cent. We don't charge for our guests. And so we would love to have you on. Now, on Friday, we're hoping that we are going to be able to have our special guest that was supposed to be on last Friday, the love guru, the love doctor, Mr. Tony Beer. Make sure you tune in at 9:30 right here on these platforms, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Talking about love. Oh my goodness, who doesn't want to talk about relationships? And we want to know, are relationships complicated in 2026? Are things getting better, worse? How are people at this time, doing relationships? How are they, is technology still a big factor in relationships? Are you all still into online dating? And, are there more creative ways of getting to know folk now? Are people going back to the traditional, oh, let's meet at the local eating spot, or the sports bar, or whatever, or church, or, at the beach? Or are people getting to know one another uh, online? And even, have you all seen the reality shows like 90 Day Fiance and all that kind of stuff? People meeting through reality shows and stuff like that. That's a thing. So we're going to be talking about that on Friday. Relationships, how you're maneuvering it. Are people staying married? Are people getting in relationships? Some people, want to stay single. Nobody say you have to be in a relationship, in that type of, in a love relationship. Hey, you can be single and you can live your life. There are a lot of people out here like that. Um, and that's what I want to know. How are you all living your lives? Are you staying single? Are you just, out of the loop? Are you out of the loop? I don't think there's anything wrong with being out of the loop. I remember before I got married, 3 years, I had just stopped dating and stuff like that. It was like, that's it. But it was a really great time. And even though sometimes you feel the loneliness, of not having companionship, you hope for, that time when you will meet someone. I tell you one thing I did do, y'all, and that was to make sure that I was building myself up as a person, as an individual. I'm not lying. I said to myself, listen, I'm going to wait on the time when I will have that companionship. In the meantime, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to love on myself. I'm going to have what I need in life through education and through working and through, that soul, that life of searching for hope and God. That's what I did. And then one day I met my husband, and we've been married for a long time. And so let's talk about relationships. Join me on Friday at 9:30 a.m. right here. And let's get together and just have a good time. So in the meantime, listen, I'm going to see you all on Friday. You be blessed. Do something good for someone. Make sure you check out some of the things that we've talked about. You can go to Wikipedia, go online and see the life of Jesse Jackson and a lot of folks that lived and died for the cause of the rights of others. So look, be blessed. I gotta go. I got my mentoring group tonight with my Young Women Achieving Success program, and I got to get together for that. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me on all these platforms. Lady Swagger, how are you, young lady? It's good to see you up here on TikTok. Let's see, randomly me. That's cute. How you doing? And some of the names I cannot pronounce. I think it's Grisita. Hello, how you doing? Over here on TikTok. Let's see who else is on here. So many. Jayla. Let's see. Let me move the screen. I hope you don't mind. Let me go back down here. Um, wow, Daily, Dylan. We got Dylan. Just a lot of folk that join us here on this platform. So glad to see you all. And I'll see you all on Friday, okay? You all be blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, okay? I know.